Once upon a time, in the not-so-fairy-tale world of Wall Street, a cataclysmic event dubbed the 2008 market crash unfolded, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. It was a time when the pursuit of profit was more critical than common sense, and the financial sector played a peculiar game of musical chairs. One of the key players in this tragicomic spectacle was none other than the prestigious investment bank, Goldman Sachs. Picture this: the housing market had been on a roll for years, with investors from all corners of the globe pouring money into it like there was no tomorrow. Enter a troupe of financial wizards, armed with their arcane knowledge and black box algorithms. They created mortgage-backed securities, MBS, and collateralized debt obligations, CDOs, slicing and dicing mortgages into investment products that seemed too good to be true. And, as any rational person would suspect, they were. The devious beauty of these financial instruments lay in their complexity. By bundling subprime mortgages, loans made to individuals with poor credit, with more stable ones, the risk was cleverly camouflaged. Rating agencies, either befuddled by the convoluted nature of these products or motivated by other factors, generously bestowed AAA ratings upon them. Thus, the stage was set for the eventual collapse. Goldman Sachs, playing the role of both puppeteer and puppet, was actively involved in this high-stakes game of poker. The bank not only underwrote these risky mortgage-backed securities, but also traded them. With the finesse of a circus juggler, Goldman Sachs simultaneously bet against the very same securities they peddled to clients, using credit default swaps, CDS, to hedge their positions. As the housing bubble burst and the market crash ensued, the world watched in dismay as their hard-earned investments crumbled. However, Goldman Sachs found itself in a strangely fortunate position. Their bets against the housing market paid off handsomely, netting billions of dollars in profits, even as their clients suffered. In the aftermath of the crash, the bank found itself in the unenviable position of facing numerous investigations and lawsuits. In 2010, they settled with the SEC for a cool $550 million without admitting any wrongdoing, thus concluding this tragicomic episode. In conclusion, the 2008 market crash was a tale of hubris, greed, and a disregard for the well-being of ordinary people. Goldman Sachs, among others, played a significant role in exacerbating the crisis, profiting from the very disaster they helped create. While the world may have learned a few hard lessons from this calamity, it remains to be seen whether history will repeat itself or if we can finally write a more sensible ending to this financial saga. If you found value in this video, please like and subscribe for more. Also, please join me on Patreon for daily stock ideas. Now back to the video. Part 1. The Goldman Sachs Chronicles, A Gilded Journey. In the swirling and often mysterious world of high finance, there stands a titan, a behemoth of a banking institution, Goldman Sachs. It's an entity so powerful that it's earned itself a moniker that alludes to the realm of the divine, Government Sachs. This nickname is as much a nod to its influence as it is to the countless alumni it has dispatched to key government positions. But let's take a step back and trace the gilded path of this esteemed institution. Rewind to 1869, when Marcus Goldman, a humble German immigrant, decided to try his hand at finance in the burgeoning metropolis of New York. As the progenitor of Goldman Sachs, Marcus traded commercial paper, and before long, he was joined by his son-in-law, Samuel Sachs. It was this merging of intellect and ambition that laid the foundation for a financial powerhouse that would shape the very fabric of Wall Street. Over the years, Goldman Sachs has become synonymous with innovation, offering a veritable smorgasbord of financial products and services. From investment banking to asset management, the firm is truly the Swiss Army knife of Wall Street. But as with any tool, it is not without its flaws. Goldman Sachs has weathered its share of storms, from the controversies of the Great Depression to the 2008 financial crisis, when it faced allegations of unethical practices in mortgage-backed securities. The firm's resilience, however, is testament to its ability to adapt and evolve. Now, lest we paint too rosy a picture, let's delve into the peculiarities of this financial giant. For instance, it has a penchant for fostering a work culture that some might consider intense. With a reputation for valuing hard work above all else, the firm's employees are known to put in hours that would make lesser mortals wilt. But in the high-stakes game of finance, it is this relentless drive that has propelled Goldman Sachs to its lofty position. In the end, Goldman Sachs represents an enigmatic combination of history, power, and innovation. It's a firm that has inspired both admiration and disdain in equal measure, and perhaps, Therein lies the true allure of this Wall Street titan. As we continue to watch its gilded journey, we are reminded that in the world of finance, there's never a dull moment. Part 2. Global financial crisis intensifies, and Goldman Sachs faces significant challenges. In 2008, the global financial crisis reached a fever pitch. Mortgage-backed securities, which had been overvalued and traded in opaque markets, began to plummet in value, leading to the collapse of investment banks like Bear Stearns and Lehman Brothers. The domino effect of these failures threatened the stability of the entire financial system. Goldman Sachs, one of the most prestigious investment banks on Wall Street, found itself in a precarious situation. As credit markets tightened and investors pulled back, Goldman Sachs faced mounting pressure and a potential collapse. The US government scrambled to put together a series of measures to stem the bleeding, but public confidence in the financial system had been shaken. In this moment of crisis, Goldman Sachs needed more than just government support, it needed a strong, stabilizing force that could restore faith in the firm's long-term prospects. Part 3. Warren Buffett invests $5 billion in Goldman Sachs through Berkshire Hathaway, providing the firm with much-needed capital. In the midst of this uncertainty, Warren Buffett, the legendary investor and chairman of Berkshire Hathaway, made a decisive move. On September 23, 2008, Buffett announced that Berkshire Hathaway would invest $5 billion in Goldman Sachs. This investment came at a critical time, as many on Wall Street and in the broader market were questioning the viability of the investment banking industry. Buffett's decision to invest such a significant sum in Goldman Sachs had a profound impact on the firm and the broader market. His investment was not just a financial lifeline for the struggling bank, but also a powerful signal to investors that Goldman Sachs had a future beyond the current crisis. In effect, Buffett's involvement served as a sort of good housekeeping seal of approval for the firm, giving it the credibility it needed to regain the trust of the market. Part 4. Buffett negotiates favorable terms for his investment, including preferred stock and warrants to buy additional shares. While Warren Buffett's investment in Goldman Sachs was a gesture of support, it was not without its conditions. The Oracle of Omaha is known for his ability to find value in seemingly distressed situations, and this investment was no different. Buffett drove a hard bargain, securing favorable terms that would ensure his investment paid off handsomely if Goldman Sachs recovered. Berkshire Hathaway purchased $5 billion of perpetual preferred shares, which paid an annual dividend of 10%. This ensured a steady stream of income for Buffett's company, regardless of how Goldman Sachs common shares performed. In addition, Buffett secured warrants that allowed Berkshire Hathaway to purchase up to $5 billion worth of common stock at a fixed price of $115 per share. This gave Buffett the option to capitalize on any future growth in the company's stock price. Part 5. The investment bolsters market confidence in Goldman Sachs, helping the firm to navigate the crisis. Following Buffett's investment, market sentiment towards Goldman Sachs began to shift. Investors saw the involvement of the renowned investor as a reason to believe in the firm's future, which helped to stabilize its stock price and restore confidence in the broader financial system. With the capital infusion from Berkshire Hathaway, Goldman Sachs was able to weather the crisis and continue its operations. As the global economy slowly began to recover, so too did Goldman Sachs. The firm was able to capitalize on opportunities that arose during the crisis, including acquiring assets from distressed competitors and expanding its business into new areas. Over time, Goldman Sachs emerged from the crisis as a stronger, more diversified financial institution. Part 6. Warren Buffett's guidance and reputation contribute to Goldman Sachs' recovery and ongoing success. Warren Buffett's investment in Goldman Sachs was more than just a financial transaction, it was also an endorsement of the company's leadership and long-term prospects. Buffett's guidance and reputation in the business world played a significant role in helping Goldman Sachs navigate the choppy waters of the financial crisis and emerge stronger on the other side. His wisdom and counsel were invaluable to Goldman Sachs' management team as they made critical decisions during these tumultuous times. In the years following the crisis, Goldman Sachs demonstrated its resilience and adaptability, repaying Buffett's investment and continuing to grow its business. In 2011, Goldman Sachs redeemed the preferred shares, paying Berkshire Hathaway the original $5 billion investment plus a 10% premium, which amounted to $500 million. Additionally, the preferred shares had paid $1.3 billion in dividends over 3 years. As for the warrants, Buffett renegotiated the terms in 2013. Instead of purchasing common shares, Goldman Sachs agreed to give Berkshire Hathaway common stock equal to the difference between the warrants' exercise price, $115 per share, and the average closing price of Goldman Sachs common stock over the 10 trading days preceding October 1, 2013. Berkshire Hathaway received approximately 13.1 million shares of Goldman Sachs without spending any additional money, with the stake being worth around $2 billion at that time. The firm expanded its offerings, delved into new markets, and strengthened its balance sheet, solidifying its position as a leader in global finance. Buffett's involvement with Goldman Sachs also led to a lasting relationship between the two entities. The mutual respect and collaboration that developed during the crisis have persisted, with both sides benefiting from the partnership. Buffett's investment and guidance have had a profound and lasting impact on Goldman Sachs, shaping the firm's trajectory and contributing to its success in the post-crisis era. In conclusion, Warren Buffett's investment in Goldman Sachs during the height of the global financial crisis was a turning point for the company. His involvement provided much-needed capital, restored market confidence, and offered invaluable guidance to the firm's leadership. The Oracle of Omaha's decision to back Goldman Sachs during its darkest hour ultimately proved to be a wise move, as the firm not only survived the crisis but emerged stronger and more successful than ever. The story of Buffett's investment in Goldman Sachs serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of long-term thinking, trust, and collaboration in the world of finance. Thank you so much for watching.